I'm Jungwon Kim from Korea Institute of Design Promotion, and I'm very happy to be here and share the public service innovation projects of Korea. And let me introduce KIDP briefly. And Korea Institute of Design Promotion is a governmental organization to support design industry since 1970s. And since 2010, we've operated some public service innovation projects from service design perspective. So today I'll talk about the extended role of design and how service design can be used to innovate public service. Yeah, you may have seen this product or used this product. It's a juicy salif, citrus squeezer, designed by Philippe Starck, famous designers, French designers in 1990. As you see, it looks amazing, but it's quite inconvenient to use. But since it's beauty, many people want to buy it and have it. And when they buy it, and they just put it at the living room for decoration, not at the kitchen. And this chair is Aeron chair, designed by Herman Miller. And before releasing this chair, the chair was just like a furniture. But after releasing the Aeron chair, the concept of a chair was enlarged to be more healthy product. These two cases are quite extreme examples, but those two are mostly believed as a traditional role of design to provide emotional or functional value. And how much of this do you think can be design project? You maybe think about the product, furniture, or architect, but actually all of these were just design projects done by globally. Like this, design has got a new role recently. Firstly, design envisions the future. I show you a short video clip made by Corning, a glass manufacturing company. It's about a future use of glass in daily life. I'll skip some of it. Glass can be used as educational materials. Remote health control system. because of time, but you can find the full version on YouTube. Future envisioning from design perspective firstly begun by Philips Design Center in 1996. From the short video clip Vision of the Future, it envisions the human lifestyle and society in 10 years and proposed future product based on future lifestyle. And after 10 years, 2005, the Philips Design Center actually checked up how much of these proposed items were commercialized. And amazingly, more than 80% of the items were developed and commercialized. And from this high accuracy rate, you may think that designers are good at prediction. They could, but I think it's because designers drew specific vision based on humans' needs and desire, and engineers actually who are inspired by this vision and develop the actual technology and product. In the same context, KIDP has operated service design workshop, design dive, and shape and visualize the future public service with themes of active aging, environment, or convergence. And I'll explain the design dive later. And design also makes good citizens by changing their thoughts or behaviors. This is an example of Korea. And traffic accident is a serious problem of Korea, and 60% of it is happening in the pedestrian area. So we thought that the installation of traffic signal can be a reason. And imagine that you are driving on this road in Seoul and check the traffic signal location and the stop line. And whether you keep the stop line or not, you can see the traffic signals anyway. So they are not encouraged to keep the stop line. And there could be many different ways to make good citizens. And this is a UK case. And I think British government seems to use technology and tight regulations to make good citizens, such as installing 20,000 road CCTV. It could be effective, but it costs a lot. And here's another case from Germany, which I think is more human-centered approach. There's no way to see the traffic signals if drivers don't keep the stop line, because the traffic signal is installed at the starting line of the stop line. So with these examples, I think well-designed public system can reduce the accident rate and even save the people's life. And here's another case from Korea. And well-designed energy utility bill can help people to save electricity. The Ministry of Knowledge Economy wanted to reduce the national usage of energy, so KIDP have operated service design project to help people to save electricity. And through service design research, we found out that people actually don't look into the energy utility bill because it contains too much information, and they don't understand what every information means. So we came up with 3 different colors which give simple but strong impact. If they overuse, then they got red, and if they underuse, then they got green. And after the project, we pilot tested it for 3 months, and more than 10% of energy usage was reduced compared to the year before. From this example, I would say that design can not only informing the energy usage, but also leading energy-saving actions. Then what advantages can we take from service design to innovate public service? As you know, the public service is hard to be evolved because there's no rivals. It's provided by local or national monopolies, so there's no innovation or drivers. And since it's social infra service, it's very difficult to be changed. And once it's changed, then the result will be enormous because there are a lot of stakeholders related. So the public service providers are kind of conservative, and they are avoiding risks. However, most of designers are willing to take risks because it's their job. They always create new things or service, so they are willing to take risks. And so I think that designers can help public service providers to break the molds that cannot do by themselves. And this is another example of Korea. It's a speed bump. It's there to slow down the cars. But what happened is drivers just bypass the car, not reducing their speed. So I think this shows the importance of perspective. Most of public service has neglected how the beneficiaries actually act or what they really need. But with the advancement of IT or smart devices, citizens really can easily access to the information, and they are willing to participate in the public policy making process. So the gap between the existing policy making process and the citizens' expectations causes the policy failure. And this is the public policy-making process of Korea, which is called Manual of Quality Management for Public Policy. And many policymakers are recommended to follow this process, but although they follow it, the policies that they made doesn't really seem to be successful. And it also suggests many different ways to attract citizens' participations, but it never happens. Although some of them are used, most of them was just like a formal gesture. So the recommended ways doesn't seem to be enough to attract citizens' participation. And the public budget also has not been allocated effectively. Rather than putting the budget into the front stage where the citizens' needs or desires should be discovered, most of them were invested at the promotion or implementation stage, so it also causes policy failure. The key challenge of public policy and service is how to change the thoughts and behaviors of people, citizens. And the interesting thing is that the purpose of service design is also how to change thoughts and behaviors of people. So we regard service design as a proper way for citizen-centered public service innovation. Then how is service design operated? Firstly, it observes users. This image is from Design of the Time project done by UK Design Council. As you see, service designers observe citizens or users' behavior, and they discovered users' unmet needs and pain points that does not easily detected. And like this, service designers put themselves into the user's shoes and try to find out users' desire and get some insight to improve service experience. And this old lady on the screen seems to have some difficulties to get around. And let me show you a short video clip about her. You can also find this full version on YouTube. And actually, she was a 26-year designer, Patricia Moore. She has disguised as an old woman for 3 years to experience how the old manage their daily lives. And she tried to define the core problem of old people and tried to make some products from olders' point of view. And as you see from this case, sensitivity and empathy are necessary to make service better. And if everyone recognizes the problems, then it will be easy to be solved. However, there are a lot of hidden problems which are hardly detected. So I think here's designer's role to sense the detail of inconvenience in service experience and develop some proper solutions. And can you see the difference between those two? The upper one is a bad design and the lower one is good design. Can you see the difference? Actually, it's from the typography textbook from US, and the size of dot at the end is quite different. See the difference? It's textbook materials for graphic designers, and with these materials and activities, designers have been built up the sensitivities. And secondly, service design approaches from integrated viewpoints. Designers not only see the single points like chair design, but also check the whole context of experience. And when IDEO, one of very famous design consultancy, was asked to redesign the chair design of Amtrak, the US train, the Tim Brown, head of IDEO, just searched the whole process of train experience. So every moment of experience can be designed. And this kind of method can be used to research. This is a customer journey map, and the horizontal axis is time sequence, where you can see the customer journey, and the vertical axis is customer's emotional status of each moment. You may use this tool during the GovJam today. And thirdly, service design rapidly tests ideas. It makes service visible and touchable. And this is a Garfield Innovation Center for Kaiser Permanente, which is a well-known healthcare center in the US. And Garfield Innovation Center is there for testing new medical technology and healthcare services, not just to see if it works, but to see how it works as part of daily hospital workflow. And finally, it actualized the service. It's a medical product designed by IDEO, and before making the final product, designers made the simulation of mock-up with glue and film canister and clothespin. Like this, prototyping doesn't always needs a lot of money or time. And also, it suggests service operational model and service ecosystem with the form of scenarios. The video clip that you see made by Quan company is also this kind of scenarios. To sum up, service design is a user-centered approach to define the actual problem of users and envisions the proper service and develop and deliver the detail of service. And as I mentioned earlier, service design and public service has similar aim, which is changing citizens' thoughts or behaviors. So we compare service design process and policymaking process to find out what public policy has been missing and get some insights from service design process to make better citizen-centered public service. And this is a comparison between policy-making process and service design process. And as you see, these two are very similar. It all starts from defining the problems and ended up with evaluation. But the results are totally different. The big difference came from how people were engaged in each process. And what public policy and service has missed is field-centered approach. Generally, in Korea, when civil servants plan to make some new policy or service, they desk researched a lot and try to find some best practices or ask some professionals' ideas and make some kind of superficial ideas. These approaches could be efficient, but if they only follow what others are saying, then their result might be this kind of ultimate woman. This is made by UK Daily Mails, and technology merges best parts of beautiful celebrities, but as you see, this ultimate woman is not as beautiful as the other celebrities. In contrast, service design has applied various specific design methods to attain users' unmet needs and desire, and based on the findings, they develop the proper solutions. So we suppose service design as a proper way to make policy making drawbacks, and this is suggested model for a public policy-making process from service design perspective. And to validate this process, we operated Design Dive project. Design Dive is a Korean's representative service design workshop for public service innovation, started since 2011. And with the experts in various fields, we just go with these processes from understanding the domain and discover some problems and define the actual issues and develop some ideas and deliver it. And with this process, we reinterpreted social issues from on-site focused approach and proposed innovative service concepts and visible solutions. And the recent Design Dive project was public service innovation, public service center innovation. We chose this theme because public service center is a touch point between citizen and public service administrations. And just in time, the Ministry of Security and Public Administration of Korea was planning to develop some standard guideline for public service center. So we cooperated with them and have some workshop with them. Unlike what general civil servants have done, we invited citizens and professionals from various fields and add some new perspective from citizen-centered approach and let them engage to discover what they really want and develop the integrated solutions. And this is one of ideas that was suggested. It's about informational delivery. The first idea was information delivery system. From the research, we discovered that the public service center visitors were easily confused by complicated administration format, and it decreased the work efficiency as well. So we suggested an intuitive website design by using pictograms and simplifying the format and matching the format color with a window for civic petitions. And this is a space organization, and we also found out that it was very difficult to find the exact locations for the service inside of the center. So we suggested wayfinding systems. And those two suggestions are innovating hardware, but we also suggested programs. Although people need civil service during their lifetime, but they don't put much meaning to it. So we proposed civil service utilization guideline based on human life cycle and providing special experience when governments issue social ID card to young generations or giving civil service manual which people can recognize when they need civil servants could be an example. And not only from citizens' point of view, we have also thought from service providers' point of view. Because most of civil servants are emotional labor, they handling dissatisfied customers, they stressed a lot. So we suggested cooperative work body system for efficient manpower utilization. After 6 weeks of design dive, civil servants began to be changed. As I believe they are very conservative people, but Mr. Kim, who was in charge of managing public center in Korean Home Office, mentioned that design dive can be a desirable model for co-creative public service innovation. And I think it's a big improvement from a design perspective. And this is another case about social care service innovation for elderly people. And with this process, we observed four facilities, and we observed 4 users' experience on the basis of 4 frameworks: user-to-user interaction, and user-to-product interaction, and user and social worker and nurse interaction, and social worker and nurse interaction. And based on these findings, we set 4 personas with the criteria of physical and cognitive function and drew some customer journey map. And not only from the user's experience, we also look into the facility workers' experience because they are the service provider. So their physical or emotional burden entirely affect the service quality. So based on the findings, we developed some design strategies and service concept, and I'll show you this as scenarios. These are findings from observing. Residents feel bored when they are inside of the facilities, and they have some problems using the wheelchair. And social workers have to care 2 or 3 people at the same time, and they need to write a lot to get some support from the government. So from these findings, we developed some service concept, like respect. And these are 4 personas. And these are 4 service concepts. Whose grandmother needs social care service. So his father searched the internet which facilities is appropriate for his mother. And very difficult terminologies were translated to translate forward term so the family members can understand care service better. Communication tool was suggested, which helped face-to-face communication between siblings and residents. And functional workflows for care workers are also suggested. System, again, to increase work efficiency. The facility workers don't need to write down everything. They can just check the condition of users, and they can share this information with nurse and doctors and even the family members. And the family members get the information through the smartphone. And audio and visual specialized tool for hard to move users, and it helps improve the cognitive function and emotional support. And this teddy bear-like stuff is a body-friendly protector to reduce the resistance, because people, they don't just want to be dealt with the patients. They are just old, so they just want to have some rest there, not as a patient but as just people. And this is a health kiosk that people can check their basic health condition. This is a ledger supporting tool and programs for elderly people. So these are all the product or service that we've suggested. And this project was a service design consulting research that shows the proper social care service system for elderly people. And we've now tried to promote this result to the civil servants of healthcare department. So this is still ongoing project to be applied to the real context. And next case is about vitalizing traditional market. I'm not sure if there are governmental support for old market revitalization in European countries, but marketplace in Europe seems to be activated compared to Korea. And traditional market in Korea are endangered because of major supermarkets. So government have supported all traditional markets. And thanks to the governmental support, many outdated market facilities get modernized. But compared to the time and budget involved, the result seems to be very below the expectation. And the unique characteristics of each market seems to be undifferentiated. So, and the customer research was conducted to operate the governmental project, but the customer there was mostly market managers, not end users. So we focused more on end users who actually visit the market and possible to buy some product. So we chose one specific market, which's name is Mangwon Market. And from the geographical research, we found out that there are more than 100 guest houses around the market. It means many young people or young foreigners are gathered around the market. So we visited guest houses and interviewed with the guest house managers. And what was interesting is that most of guest house managers didn't know the existence of Mangwon market, although the guest house were very near to the market. If they knew the marketplace, then they could have introduced the marketplace to foreign travelers so that they can visit the market and experience the Korean traditional marketplace. And we also experienced the market service from visitors' perspective. So based on the research findings, 4 targets were drew, and based on their lifestyle, we developed 4 service concepts. And this is the first idea, and there were 6 entrances to the market, but as you see, all of these look the same. So visitors easily lost their ways and don't know where to go. So we suggested to use the simple numbers and arrows to help them recognize their locations. And most market closed at around 9 p.m. So after 9, the old marketplace get dark, and there were few people walk through the market because it feels dangerous. But there are many clubs and shops open 24 hours because of young generation. So we suggested to design the night lighting and put some artworks on the shutter in order to people go through the market at night and enjoy the artworks around the market. I think it helps to raise the awareness of the market. And this is an English promotion map for foreigners, and we just link the market and the sightseeing place near the market to help them easily drop by the market when they are sightseeing. And this is the final result, which is going to be operated by Market Merchants Association, and it's about food kit for a single person. And from the research, we found out that the reason why many young people don't visit and shop at the traditional market is that they are too concerned about the leftovers, so they don't want to cook only for themselves. So we suggested this food kit for one person that makes easy to cook without leftovers. In addition, we proposed a social dining program about cooking together and eating together. And this is a scenarios about the proposed food kit. Yeah, and this is the last case, which is about health examination paper redesign. Korean people are recommended to have regular checkup by National Health Insurance, but citizens don't seem to trust the result because the result doesn't feel like helpful for their daily life. But according to the health professionals, this checkup is very important. So we see this as a miscommunication problem between service providers and patients and try to solve it. From the research, we found out that there are 3 needs from examinees, and according to these needs, we developed some design concepts with quick access, intuitive recognition, and guiding them what to do. And the first concept was quick access. It shows people it provides some information about how importance of this examination and give them general ideas about their health condition and compare to result to the previous one. And the second one is about intuitive recognition. Examiners can easily see what was their serious problems and get to know the detail about the figure. And the third one is about providing more information for self-management. And also we provide a QR code for homepage to check more detailed information about their health. Actually, last Friday, just 4 days ago, the Ministry of Health and Welfare officially announced to promote this extended implementation of redesigned health examination format by this year. And it takes almost 2 years to be applied in real context. 2 years ago, when we started this project with doctors and civil servants from healthcare administration, they were half in doubt about the result. However, after experiencing the different approaches and results, they were willing to promote it for real. And like this, persuading civil servants with evidence takes long, but once they get the taste of service designs and citizen-centered approach, then they move quickly to adopt it. So now in Korea, the Ministry of Security and Public Administration, who takes care of public administration of other departments, is operating service design workshop with KIDP and with 10 service design companies to innovate public service from a citizen-centered perspective. In this context, I think Design Dive or GovJam will be very helpful for civil servants to experience the different methods and feel the effectiveness and energy from the real context. And I think 48 hours is not enough to experience the whole process of service innovation, but hope this experience affect in a positive way and be a starting point to innovate citizen-centered public service innovation in Barcelona. Thank you.